Welcome to the second episode of Gameology. We're going to be talking about Warzone, free games. We're going to review the campaign of Call of Duty, and I'm going to give you my opinion on the colorblind options. It's going to be an exciting one.
All right, so first let's talk about the Call of Duty Warzone and mobile season delays due to the protests. I'm sure everybody's aware of the protests that have been going on across the United States, and I understand it's going across the world. We said last week on the episode that Season 4 was going to drop, it was going to be in like 2 days. Well, Activision delayed it because of all these protests. So actually, when you load in on the game and when you load into any map, it doesn't show the map. It shows this message. It says, Black Lives Matter. Our community is hurting. The systemic inequalities our community experiences are once again center stage. Call of Duty and Infinity Ward stand for equality and inclusion. We stand against the racism and injustice our Black community endures. Until change happens and Black Lives Matter, we will never truly be the community we strive to be. So that went live basically at the same time that they were going to drop the last season. It's still a thing. And I read today that maybe they're going to drop season 4 tonight, but they delayed it a week. Why wouldn't they delay it longer?
I mean, I don't know why they would just drop it overnight.
Yeah. Well, it's also when I read it, it was like it was going to drop at like midnight. Basically midnight tonight.
Yeah.
Which is a week later. So I think if it doesn't drop today, it's going to drop next week because they've made a lot of progress from all the protests around the world.
Yeah. I was looking at a tweet and it got a lot of hate. Like the intentions of their delay was right, but there was a lot of hate coming from it.
I don't know. I like what they did. I like that they wanted people to focus on what matters and not just play a video game. So on a lighter note, let's talk about the Epic Games free game of the week.
Oh, this free game of the week is Overcooked. It's so basically you have a time limit, you're cooking some food. Yeah. So the story kind of goes you start off and like you're feeding this monster thing and the world's ending, and then you fail. And then this I don't remember exactly what happens, but some dude comes and says you're gonna try again, don't fail this time, and it sends you back when everything's normal, and you have to train everybody and so that when you get to that point in the world, you can survive.
And I've played this game. I played it on the computer. It's really hard. But I played it on the Xbox before. It's 1,000 times easier because the controls are so much better on a controller. So if you're going to play it, use the controller.
I haven't played on the computer. I played on the Xbox, so it was still pretty hard on the Xbox. It's a challenging game.
All right, so now we're going to talk about your colorblind assessment of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. What did you think of the game without the colorblind assistance?
And
let me say this, without your colorblind assistance, like when you're playing with normal glasses, not your fancy ones.
Oh, fine. I mean, for me, my colorblindness is bad, so everything kind of just merges together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I tried playing without my glasses once, and like Alex, he has a gold on your M4, gold skin on your M4. It looked like the same as my skin, so like it's very boring. Yeah, you cannot tell the difference between like anything.
And that's just the normal game in your normal eyes?
Yeah, in my normal eyes.
So what about the normal game and your glasses?
Okay, normally with my glasses is pretty good. I mean, I can tell the difference between a lot of things. The maps have way more color.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I have light, like I have to have an overhead light on, so that kind of sucks. But as long as I can still see, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when when you play the game with your colorblind assist, do you need to still wear your glasses, or can you bump down to just your normal prescription glasses?
The colorblind assist on Call of Duty
Mhm.
sucks. Really sucks. In my opinion, it reverses and simulates colorblindness. Because my protan colorblindness, it's supposed to reduce green and saturate red. It reduces red and saturates green. It just
So
it just does the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
that's weird.
It's really, really bad. I have to wear my colorblind glasses for this game.
So you, as a colorblind person, you don't play with the filters. You just play with the normal game and just use your glasses.
Yeah, normal with the glasses.
Okay. So I'm looking at the game right now. I actually have it up on my TV. There's the three settings: the Pro-Tan, the Do-Tan, and is it the Tri-Tan?
Yeah, something like
I don't
that.
know how to say them all.
Uh
But
huh.
basically, like you said, one of them fixes the red, one of them fixes the green, and one of them fixes the blue. As somebody who isn't colorblind, um, I've been playing video games my entire life, and as soon as they started adding in the colorblind assist, it wasn't anything like this. It was all it really did was like brighten some things up and enhance some colors. So if you're looking to enhance the game the way that we used to do it, I would do the Dutan or the Deuteranopia color blindness, which is not the one that you have.
Deuteranopia. I'm pretty sure is how you say
Yeah, Deuteranopia.
it.
That basically just elevates all the normal colors of the game, and you don't really lose a whole lot. That's actually the one that
Yeah,
I play with.
I I read around that a lot of people actually play with that. It just helps them play.
Hmm.
Like people that aren't colorblind, it just helps them see certain things.
And isn't there some different like assistance options that like what it focuses on in the game?
Oh yeah, there's a world interface in both. World is like the 3D modeling, like the maps interface. It does like well the interface, so like the compass, the map. I don't know if it does guns. I really don't know. I don't know what does guns. I'm pretty
Mm,
sure something does do guns though.
I would say that the guns would be part of the world.
World. I don't know. Because doesn't it say under there the 3D modeling?
Yeah, so it says the world is a filter over the 3D world, which I would assume is the guns because guns are
Mm-hmm.
3D, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
interface is a colorblind filter over just the interface,
Yeah.
which I would assume is like the menu screen and like you said,
The
like the
menu.
maps and the heads up
Yeah.
display.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And then
both.
there's both, which is everything.
And I don't know why you wouldn't just put it on both,
Yeah.
which is actually what it defaults to. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't
uh,
know why you would want one either, but
all right. So recap: the colorblind is terrible
yep.
unless you're
For
a normal
me,
person.
unless you're a normal person, I don't know.
For you,
It might just be my color blindness or how severe mine is, but it sucks for me.
are you like super colorblind?
Super colorblind, yeah.
That could be part of it too. It could just be a slight adjustment if you're just slightly colorblind or
It
vastly
might not be made
colorblind.
for mine.
Yeah.
On other games I have there's colorblind assist and then there's like the strength. So there's no
Yeah.
strength on Call of Duty, so it might just not be made for the severeness of mine.
Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about the campaign. Um, I beat the campaign 4 times. I think it's 4 times.
Jeez.
Um, I'm working on my last realism, realism level difficulty, and I'm trying to make it through without being touched. So if I get shot or if I get hit by somebody, I start the mission over.
Gee.
I don't start the entire
Okay.
campaign over. That would take forever. Um,
How far along are you on that one?
I think I'm only on like mission 5. I just started that.
Oh, okay.
Um, so there's a few people that you play as in the main campaign, like the main characters. You play as a CIA ground branch operator, Alex. It doesn't give a last name, just Alex.
Just
Captain
Alex.
John Price, John Price and the SAS Sergeant Kyle Garrick. The campaign starts out at you play as Alex, and you're attacking this stronghold factory that has gas, and it's it's like a chemical agent, like attack weapons grade gas type stuff. You fail, and then you shift to your next character, which is the Sergeant Kyle Garrick, and you roll through to a terrorist attack in the middle of London, which towards the end of that mission, you meet up with Captain John Price, who basically takes Garrick under his wing, and he's like, I'm going to teach you how to be special operations. You do a bunch of different, excuse me, you do a bunch of different missions, from like house assaults to you attack a Russian military base in their fake country of Urzikstan. There's actually a U.S. embassy attack mission for the U.S. embassy in Urzikstan. One thing I did read about the campaign before I played the game was that they asked a lot of tier 1 operator guys to give their experiences on some of the missions that they've done, and they built the campaign missions based off of that.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a story about the survivors of the Benghazi attack, and that's very similar to the U.S. Embassy attack mission. So that was pretty cool. The Highlands Village attack, I really like that one. You get to play with a really nice sniper rifle. So that one's fun. Let's see. You actually get to play a POW mission where one of the main people, I guess, characters, you don't really play as her very much, but her name's Farah, and she's a prisoner of war at a Russian military base, and she gets broken out, and they have to fight their way through. And once they get to the end, that's when you meet young Captain John Price, which I thought was pretty cool. You have to make some kind of split seconds decisions in some of the campaign missions, which are, I don't know, they kind of tear at you a little bit. There's one of the missions when you're doing a house raid, you're going up this 3 or 4 story house, and it's the middle of the night, and you're about to go into this room, and all of a sudden you hear a baby crying. It's like, now I have to think about, there's a baby in this room. I need to make sure that I'm hitting the right people. Like, you can't go into that room the same way that you normally would if it was just, 5 full-grown dudes in there, right? There's also a lot of just sketchy things that happen in the campaign. Like, they really make you choose whether you want to be a good person or if you want to cross into the gray area a little bit with how you deal with some situations. A lot of the campaign isn't go here, run through this, and then you're done. It's like, this is what you have to do, but it doesn't tell you how to do it. Like, so let's talk about the sniper rifle mission, right? So you're in a Highlands village, and you get there, you're setting up for an ambush on a terrorist cell. And you have to pick up this guy's rifle, and you do windage practice with this rifle without realizing it, right? So it says shoot this watermelon, but there's a windage flag right there. And then it's shoot this other thing, and then there's a windage flag right there. And you do that, so now you know, okay, I need to aim here and here to hit this distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when the terrorists actually arrive, the wind changed. So all the work that you did before, you have to reverse and think about it yourself. I mean, at least on the harder difficulties, I haven't played it on rookie or anything, so I don't know what it's like. But
I need to brag. I don't know how it's be to like. I don't know what it's to like to be a rookie. Yeah, I'm way farther than them.
Last thing I want to touch on is, like, towards the end, you you attack a gas factory, which brings back the gas from the beginning of the campaign. You hit the factory where the gas is created and stockpiled. You take out a rogue Russian military leader. And then Alex actually sacrifices himself to destroy the gas stockpile. And then the final cinematic after the campaign's finally over is the CIA operative Laswell sits down with Captain Price in a cafe and hands him a bunch of folders and like, all right, here's your team. And they build Task Force 141, which basically sets up like the special operations portions of the game. But it also touches back on the old Modern Warfare and what Captain Price used to do. And everything in that game was 141. Like that's who you wanted to be. So I don't know. I loved the campaign. This is a mature rated game. So I definitely think if you aren't like 17 or whatever, you literally aren't mentally ready to understand and see some of the stuff that's in this game. Like as part of the training that I do for work, I do shoot and don't shoot scenarios and discretionary based decision making scenarios. And even I had a hard time with some of the things that happened in the game. But at the same time, you can go through and sometimes the game will tell you, okay, you can go over here and do this weird sketchy stuff, or you can go over here and just see what happens after. So the first time I went through and I saw it, and then the time after that I was like, no, I don't want to see that again. So I don't know. I thought it was really good. Again, it's like a total of 14 missions. The missions take anywhere between 10 and like 25 minutes, depending on how good you are, how fast you're going. There's not a lot of stuff that you like collect along the way, but it's really, really good.
Is there like there's the main missions, but is there like side missions or?
No, so
Like,
this is a linear campaign, so it's not open world or anything like that. You load in and it's like, this is your mission, and then you finish that mission and it's like, here's your next mission. But it doesn't say like, oh, here's your next mission when you're doing it. It just kind of rolls into the cinematic. There's no like, you don't have to go back to the menu screen and start the next one. It just flows right through. There is no side missions, but that's kind of where they built the Spec Ops stuff into, was basically doing a campaign style mission after the campaign's over. So yeah, it was really good. So next we can talk about some Warzone. Jonathan, what's your experience with Warzone?
Warzone? Personal experience, I suck at it. Other than that,
The normal Warzone anyway. When we played Plunder together, we did pretty good.
yeah, but if I don't have my custom M4, I don't do that well. Well, like I know, I'm just running around. I'm like, what does this do? I don't know. I've never used it before.
And then
But
I'm going to share my screen really fast.
Okay.
I have the Warzone map.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Warzone map from the game here.
Yeah. Okay.
So usually, when you drop in, the airplane comes across, and then there's a circle, right? And the circle gets smaller with the gas and everything. If you go to callofduty.com, you can find this map, and then all these numbers here is the subsets of the map. If you really want to get into it, drop in here, or if you're like me and Jonathan, we drop out here, kind of get ourselves together and then go
and
attack
then go over there.
Yeah. The closest I get to there is like dropping over here in the storage area, It's like just on the edge of the airport, because the airport and like downtown, like I can't even do it. Like there's a shipyard down here. I've been there once because I dropped there on accident. I can't.
Even in Plunder, like that, like
Yeah.
it's like different, but like I don't know. The other day we landed downtown and you can't survive. There's so many people that land there.
Right. But the cool thing about Plunder is you respawn. Like the normal Warzone, you die, you can go to the gulag and fight there. You can fight there and go back. And if you lose, you just have to wait for your team to buy you back in. But the plunder, you just wait, what is it, like 25 seconds or something like
Yeah,
that,
and you're
and then you
back
just
in.
drop right back in. So, I mean, I like the plunder because I get to use my own guns, and it's not like the circle's constantly getting smaller. It's like, here's the map, make your money. First team to 1,000,000 wins.
Yeah. Then you can shows the highest team, so you can go target them. And
Oh yeah, it shows like the top players.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's like when you play the plunder, it's guaranteed money on kills. Even if they don't have any money, you still get like 5 grand or something like that,
Yeah.
which is not the case for Warzone. But with plunder, if you die, you lose half your money.
Mm. So it's fun.
You have any strategies for Warzone?
No, you're asking the wrong guy that question.
I don't know. I mean, strategies for me, find somebody to play with you. You know, even if they're not very good, Jonathan, um, just having somebody to talk to and play the game with and communicate with just really helps you. If you're playing the squads edition of the game or the squads variant of the game, and you're playing with 3 random people that don't have microphones, you're not going to do that well. But if you're playing with 3 random people that have microphones, or even 2 of them, you're going to do okay. But you also have to have your own microphone, which Jonathan finally has, so we can talk.
Finally got one. Don't log in on my phone on the Xbox app anymore.
And then Jonathan had the retro game of the week. What'd you pick this week?
Everybody's favorite segment, retro game of the week. Because people have favorites. It's been 2 episodes. So I picked one of my favorites, which is the original Legend of Zelda. That's like one of my favorites. I mentioned it last week when we were talking about the retro game of the week. I just really like it. It was put out by Nintendo in 1986. I play it at my friend's house. He has an N64, so I go over there and we grind some Zelda. I don't know. I like to compare like the story in the different games. I just think it's interesting, and like how in the gameplay. I just think because these games are still coming out today, so I just like how you can kind of see some related stuff even with like Breath of the Wild in the original Zelda game. Like it's crazy how they can keep that stuff for that long. So it's fun.
And Breath of the Wild is fantastic.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And literally, I've done everything except for beat Ganon.
I have everything except for beat the game. I haven't done that one yet.
No, like I went and found all of the what are they called? You know, the little the tombs or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
I went and found all of those. I found all the weapons. I found all the little outfits that you can get for him and everything. Unlocked all the hidden places.
The time, last time I was at your old house, you grinded that game a lot when I was there. There was a lot, or you and I'm pretty sure you and Luke grind some Zelda together too.
We did.
Yeah.
We also ground some Pokemon Pikachu. Because I got him. Was it Gyarados or something?
Oh.
You know, one of the ones that's harder to find. And it's like, nice.
Whitney likes Pikachu.
Oh, and Jonathan, I don't think we've told everybody on the channel yet. What'd you get last week?
Oh, I totally forgot. Yeah. Well, last week I got a gaming PC. Not the one I'm on right now. It's upstairs in my room. Don't have internet up there right now. But Alex was kind enough to get an old PC from his buddy and fix it up for me. Thank you. Got
So,
me.
gaming on the computer is coming.
Yeah, gaming on computer is coming. We're getting a new router because this one's like 5 years old, so it doesn't really reach. So we're getting new ones and hopefully getting. I'm pretty sure he's set up word some stuff for Ethernet too. So.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it for the second talk show for the Gameology. John, if there's anything you want to add before we close up?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Well, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the page here on YouTube. And follow us on Instagram.
Instagram,
In
yeah.
the bio.
And Twitch. Don't forget Twitch.
Yeah, don't forget Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Gameology_live. Don't forget
Yeah,
that.
we'll be streaming Call of Duty later. Hopefully, getting the last bit of season 3 or season 4.
Yeah, I gotta get that in before it goes away.
All right. See you next time.
Yep. See ya.